Hello everyone. This is the part where I vamp at the beginning of the stream because nobody else is here but me, but people might watch it later and be like, what is this? Why isn't anybody talking? So here I am talking during the stream. I just received today this guy, so we'll talk about him. Let's talk about this guy. He's pretty cool. He's a little explodey. What's up, the indie freak? How are you this afternoon, this evening? It depends on where you are, I suppose. What's the news? All right. Got 4 concurrent viewers now. This is exciting. All right. I didn't have much to discuss, but I just got this guy in the mail, so I guess I'll be doing him this weekend. But a lot of people asked about him, and I was like, well, I have a good relationship with Show Z Store, and they were able to help me acquire this. He's pretty neat. He's got some clever ideas, although he kind of explodes, so it'll be hard to kind of manage all his little bits. But you know, in all fairness, MP44 kind of explodes too, so it's not like he's any worse off. They have a whole different approach to getting rid of his windshield wipers. They just they hide them down there. It's pretty clever. I don't know how well I'll be able to transform them on a live stream because I've only transformed them once now. I mean, I'm pretty good at that stuff, but once. I'm bound to run into some binds and some part collisions and all kinds of problems like that. Yeah, I figured since I was going to get this guy, I wasn't just going to get yet another Optimus Prime for my collection, so why not get the Nemesis version? I'm not afraid of black figures. I actually have done pretty good illuminating black figures against a black background, so Nemesis Prime version it was. I guess I'll start fiddling with them while I talk to you guys. I found that this front bumper is like really hard to manage, but well, that wasn't too bad. Except this completely flipped up. Wonder if that's the secret. Wonder if that's what I'll do. I don't know. It's not really supposed to flip up like that. It's supposed to feed through here. Alright, so we got the bumper out. There's a preview of what the beginning of the video might look like. Do the bumper. I don't know. I'll have to figure out the sequence. I got to give them credit, though. Transform Element provided instructions that were pretty clear. Not too bad. I've seen worse instructions. I love how flat they get the back of the truck. I mean, MP44 is amazing, and when it's in robot mode, particularly, it's spot on, cartoon accurate with great articulation and all that stuff. But this guy, he makes for a nice truck mode. I'll give him that. Some new additions to the stream. Hello, everybody. Alright, so what's the next step with this guy? I don't know. This is a little fiddly. The way you have to get this panel under the smokestacks is going to be a bit of a pain in the ass to depict because it's like you have to move more than one thing at once, which is never the ideal. I think good design is you move one thing and then it's done moving. But in this case, we've got to kind of wrestle our way around. Maybe it'll be like that where I kind of sneak it past this way. But you got to get this bit up in the air. I always have a soft spot for Transformers where the head transforms a little bit. There's not many of those. One of the first ones I noticed was Transformers Energon Wing Saber. The head was like two halves that came together in the middle. Pretty clever. Or at least interesting. I guess we should open these. So we'll get rid of the windshield wipers. Kinda, sorta. And we'll open the front. This is by no means the definitive way to transform this because I haven't worked it out yet. There's a lot of bits that are kind of floppy. I'm going to have to just kind of live with them. They'll have to hang down in the video. That's just the way it is. I really like the way they get rid of the wheels on this one. Check this out. So, I mean, the camera's not going to stay in focus no matter what I do, but you want to focus on that? There we go. So here's the wheels, but they end up in the crotch. Isn't that cool? All the other Optimus Primes, the wheels are just part of like the wells that end up in the chest, but they construct that a different way with this guy. But pretty smart. I like it. I mean, it's like this needs to happen like right away because until I'm doing it off camera. What am I, a reviewer? This flips around, and then we can lock the crotch together. So I guess that's something. And I forget what happens with all this, but I'll remember. Pretty clever in a lot of ways. This flips up. Okay, so the question from Alex Caraballo is, how do you like this one compared to the other versions, for example, Magic Square and MP44? Magic Square was nice and straightforward, but I thought the like in truck mode, Magic Square's legs were just, you know, they answered the question, how do you go from thick cartoony legs to a slim truck mode? And the answer in their case was, you don't bother doing that. So, I mean, I gotta like MP44 the best because just the articulation and the attention to detail is really nice. Even though in truck mode, the back of the truck kind of looks like a bit of a mess. But they really nail the cartoon mode. But I'm really liking this guy. He's interesting and clever. Like the wheels going together like this is clever, and how the legs kind of turn inside out is pretty neat, which we're going to get into, I guess. But it's not too bad. I like it. But I would put this above Magic Square, especially in the sense that I handled Magic Square and then didn't go out and buy it because I was like, didn't have to have that. But there's nothing wrong with Magic Square per se. It's just, it wasn't for me. I mean, this guy really, he's really comes apart a little bit like the just about any Fans Toys figure. I'm just going to have to transform him laying on the table because there's just no way to manage the bits. Once I get the legs together, then you can do other stuff. But, I mean, the amount you have to discombobulate the upper body just to get the legs going, maybe I'll find some clever way to get around that. But at the moment, this is only the first time I've transformed it from vehicle to robot. Did I transition this? Is this on the out? Yeah, okay. So the feet come down, and then this comes up. This comes around like this. Sorry, the lights seem too bright. I really need to fix the exposure. Give me a second. Just go down another notch. Or another notch. The light's really bright. Of course, I got them right there, so maybe I can fix that. That's a little better. All right. But like any good Optimus Prime, you've got to have the wheels disappear, which is good. Magic Square did a good job of getting rid of the wheels too. I'll give them credit. Credit where credit's due. They didn't too bad. Didn't too bad. Do. I don't speak English very well, I guess. All right. I guess I'm going to work on this side now. If I can figure out how do I get this loose. Okay. This comes down and this comes over. And this transitions over here. This flips down. This flips up and over. This goes up like this. I like how they were brave enough just to use the same tank. That's one thing I couldn't quite understand about MP44 is like the recycling. They didn't just recycle the tank in some way. They have just a completely different tank. This is kind of interesting. They wanted the legs to slim down to fit in vehicle mode, so the thighs even transform on this one. I always like things that I guess I have to admit to being a fan of just unnecessary complexity. I kind of like it. You have to kind of work this up. It is sticky. Oh, see? That's why it's got to be done in the right order. You got to flip the, let's see if we can get this visible. You got to flip this up. Then you can slide this up. And it goes into position like so. Same thing over here. Take a peek at my comments here in a second, see what people are saying to me. Pretty interesting. Yeah, here's the point in the video where I can actually put him on his feet. I can probably manage the... I wish he had a mid-thigh rotation. That would have been nice. He doesn't, though. I mean, you've got a knee, but, I mean, that doesn't really... That kind of breaks the sculpt to turn at the knee, but not the mid-thigh. So there's a point for MP44. It had a proper mid-thigh. Yeah, KO Dave pointed out my camera seems overexposed. I can bring down the brightness, too. The problem is, I got to put the camera near the platform, but then I got my lights, and I guess I haven't really completely worked out how I'm going to handle this in live streams. But I think I fixed the overexposure you mentioned a minute ago. So here we have the MP44 a bit better. It says you, man. I think this thing doesn't, like I was just mentioning, there's no mid-thigh. So... It looks a little cleaner in truck mode, especially the back, but I got to give credit to MP44 for having a little better posability. I like the posability on that one better. KO Dave agrees with me. Yeah, the Magic Square, the truck mode, it's like they just left it thick. They didn't even try to thin the legs for truck mode. They just... Here you go. I mean, I kind of like some of what it did for truck mode, but bring this up since we're doing the top now. How do I get a light? It's black on black. It'll look a lot better with the real camera. Not this fake camera. I have no idea where these pieces go. I was not paying close attention. Oh, these are the hip skirts. Duh. Yeah, okay. These are the hip skirts. Yeah, that locks in, sure. And then this locks into the front, maybe. I feel like it should. There should be a hole. Yeah, there's a hole there. There's a hole and a peg. You know what they say, when you see a hole in a peg, chances are the peg's going to go in the hole. I like how they recycle they kind of recreate the bumper. So they're not goofing around here. They swap out the bumper. Because now this is the new front. On MP44, of course, the bumper actually goes into that backpack, which is another way to handle it. I don't know what ASMR is. Your lives are better than ASMR. Like super smooth. You're going to have to tell me what ASMR is because I can't Google it. Did Shoe on Head give you your... I don't know. Is it a bad camera, a good camera? I just have... I can't take a picture of my camera with my camera. But it's just, what is this, a Netgear A900 or something? But it's just a little HD webcam. Sorry. Or I suppose what's a theoretically HD webcam. That'll be interesting to keep up during the shoot. It kind of tilts a little at the top, so it'll stay. So maybe I can get away with it. I have no idea what I'm doing here. What is going on? I know this needs to go somewhere. Okay, all right. All right. I see now. But this is like this is the front of the robot. I got to turn this around. That's what. How do I turn it around? Yeah, this has to come down. And then I can turn it around? Yes. Okay. All right. And let's see. This is one of the first steps. I remember this now, because that goes up in there. Very cool. It's interesting where some stuff ends up on this. I like stuff that reconfigures that extensively. It's interesting. I feel like I should have done this sooner. I feel like this is in the way now. So, there we go. And then over here, do the same thing over here. All right. And this flips up. Now, am I going to get away with... It's weird, man. There's like a little locking tab here. So when you lower this down, it locks. You might have seen the tab move. Or maybe not. Just pretend this is a review. But there's like a little locking tab just on that side that locks the up and down slide. 'Tis what it is. It's a weird choice though, because it's not like this thing's going to discombobulate. I don't know. I mean, it holds it still, I guess. Let's screw with the arms for a minute. So this opens. It's funny, the way you have to position the hand to fit in here reminds me so much of the way you position the hand for MP36 Megatron. It's like the same philosophy. Just a loosely folded hand fits into the spot that they left for it. And this flips back down, and then this little thing flips there. It's kind of nice. All right. Now we got to do the same thing over here. Let's catch up on comments. Yeah, I know. It's a black prime with black gloves and a black background. The main camera, the photography camera, will capture it a lot better, and it'll be more carefully lit than my random live stream. I didn't know what else to talk about. I just got this thing today, and I just want to play with it, so I'm going to play with it on camera. Are the ASMR ones for... What's it stand for, though? Are you talking about the videos where someone's just carefully doing something? I guess it's like that. I thought about doing videos like that because I know people go into a trance and like watching things get arranged and handled, but I got better things to do with my time. Or do I? I don't know. Who am I to judge? So let's see. This needs to flip back down, so I guess I'm done flipping this down. Oh yeah, this has to flip around. Okay. So we'll go back up. This flips around. And this goes in. And then this has like a little lock. Like a little spring-loaded lock. That's handy. Alright, now we're ready to lower this down, maybe. Tricky, tricky, tricky. It's fun to rock over. Alright. Okay, we've built the side. And now we got to do this one. There we go. There we go. Reminds me of Otto from The Simpsons. How come you call them fingers when you never see them fing? Oh, there they go. All right. And I think the forearms get turned around at some point, so I guess I'll turn them back now. There we go. Pretty handsome. Decent figure. So this flips around. And then this all has to go away somehow. So, how? I don't know. This pops up. These fold over. Yeah. And then these go out like this. Do they fold over? Yeah, they fold over. All right, and now this can go down here. And I guess that big peg is just to peg it in there. Interesting. Yeah, but there's like tabs here too. Boo. I think I did some stuff too early. And this peg's going to be a pain in the ass. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of like the sequence of the directions, but I don't think they have the sequence quite right for this. I don't like doing it in this order. Oh my god. It's like I got to discombobulate a bunch of it to get it in. Stay. And it's this peg. This fat peg. Where is it? You can see it there. It wants to keep flopping around instead of going into the hole it's supposed to go into. So that's a challenge. Of course, it's not a challenge in stop motion. I can just have it magically happen. I wouldn't do that to you guys. I wouldn't cheat. That would be wrong. Alright, and this goes here, and then there. And then you transform the head, which is neat. Of course, it wasn't on camera, so again, pretend it's a review. And then we rotate around, and then there we go. It's Nemesis Prime. Pretty cool. Maybe lower the camera so we just take in the robot. So it's black on black. Kind of hard to see. Just like a bat. Take it. Yeah, the Magic Square had a nice sort of matte plastic. It reminded me of the old Transformers animated figures. Had a nice matte finish too. Very cartoon looking. KO Dave says he's transforming MP44. Alright. Synergy. I have Magic Square. My favorite thing about it is the soft touch plastic. Nobody knows what ASMR stands for. I bet Google knows what ASMR stands for now that my hand's free, so we're just going to look it up. ASMR. Well, one interpretation is autonomous sensory meridian response, but I doubt that. Apparently there's ASMR adult videos. I did not know that. What does ASMR stand for? Maybe it's autonomous sensory meridian response. It's an experience characterized by a static-like or tingling sensation on the skin. I don't think that's right. Here, Urban Dictionary won't steer us wrong. The sole purpose of ASMR is to relax people. The ASMR community is constantly growing on YouTube. Oh, and the ASMR videos are meant to give the viewer a relaxing tingle at the back of their head or spine. ASMR generally involves the following things: gentle whispering, relaxing hand movements, smacking of the lips. nail tapping or scratching on hard surfaces. So that's weird. I never heard of that before in particular. All right. That's pretty funny, Moody. Darkness TV caught the stream. Congratulations. You win. I already replaced his head. I did that right away. That the default head that comes with TE is kind of... It's kind of season 1, or the first few episodes where his head was different. The funny thing is, MP44 comes with that head as an alternative. But in this case, this guy's head, the default head, was the weird little head. There's another advantage MP44 has. MP44 can do a head tilt, and this guy cannot do a side to side, just a front to back. Also, replacing the head is a big pain in the ass. But I like his metallic eyes. I don't know if that catches in the light. He's got nice, shiny, red metallic paint on his eyes. It's a handsome figure. It'll be fun to shoot. It'll be interesting to show it. Interesting they decided to put green accents there. I don't know if that's true to Nemesis Prime or not. But they chose green instead of the red. Right? Enzo points out that they could just name it Relaxing Videos, but they decide to... I think it really is named after the autonomous... whatever. What a thing for us to be talking about. I don't know either. Just rolls off the tongue, you know. Yeah, okay. Hey, this is fairly new. This is exciting. It's Zarya, the action figure. She's not as big as the other tanks, so she got put in a regular sized box. She's ready to go shoot some people with her laser thing. It's not a Transformer, though, so we can't talk about it. I guess I could just keep transforming them. I've got to transform another, 100 times before I get it right. Now that I know what all the pieces are better, I can maybe do it a little better this time. I don't know. Put the hand away like this. Yep. And this hand gets put away the same way. Alright. Now we got the hand put away. And then we rotate the arms backwards. That's the elbow joint. I don't know. Maybe the arms don't go completely backwards. The way I devise this sort of thing is I want to transform and move as much as I can without doing anything else. So, I mean, if I can put the arms away, then that's... Because unlike everything else, you don't just halfway discombobulate it and then come back to it later. You can just get it done. That's the way it should be. Get chunks done right away. I know, I didn't mean to mention something other than Transformer. My bizarre appreciation for Overwatch. I don't even do Marvel Legends that much, but for some reason I like Overwatch. Got to do all the Overwatches. Tilt these forward. Now it's ready. Now it can flip up. And then rotate around. Because damn it, if I'm going to touch it, I'm just going to keep touching it until it's at a finish. That didn't sound right. I always wonder if I'm too quiet on these videos. Am I too quiet? Can you hear me? You guys yell at me if I'm too quiet. I've watched the videos sometimes and it seems like, how come nobody said anything? I'm very quiet. Just get that stuff out of the way. Because that's got to tuck behind the smokestacks, which is a pain in the ass. Alright. And then this. Yeah, see, that's what I would do. I would show it sliding back. And then... Oh, you gotta open the front. Duh. And then this lifts up. Alright. And then that slides forward, and this covers up this, and that goes there. And then a little piece of sticky tack goes there, so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. Well, not sticky tack, but the glue dots. It would be nice if that just stayed there instead of drooping. So I'll have to have it pre-glued. Yeah, it's interesting. That locking mechanism. So we slide this back and we untab this. We open the, and then we can lift this up. There we go. This goes here and this slides forward and that goes there. And then glue dot. Or pre-glue dot. And then this flips down. And opens up. Maybe not now, I don't know. Oh yeah, I've got to unlock that thing. What will I unlock that thing with? I brought my... There it is. You can hear me, good. But there's this little lock right here. I believe I mentioned it. And you have to slide it over and then you can extend the thingy. Alright. And then that flips over there and then this can flip around. Which is a whole new way of getting rid of the other grill, to swap out the grills. Pretty clever. Pretty satisfying there. You slow down and then go here. There you go. That'll do for now. It's interesting how the side panels that are usually wheels on the other ones end up being broken up into 2 bits and tucked away in various different ways. Let's see. You have to unlock the arm, like that, and then you can flip it around. There's the side of the truck now. And then this has to stay the hell out of the way. Alright. And then this goes like that. At some point. I don't know when. Sometime or other. We'll just leave it up for now. And we do the same with the other side. There we go. Flipped in. Fold up. Those go there. Alright. Now we got that much done. And I guess now we'll do the legs. Yeah. So this untabs. Opens up. This folds over. That's easy enough to show in a video. There we go. That folds over. And then this untabs from the hips. Here's where the hips would start to fall apart. Maybe I could glue them. Maybe I could just temporarily keep them glued together so that I could get this over with. This has to come up. And then these can go around. This goes, this folds under. They have to stay extended. All right. There we go. All right. Not too bad. Brickmaster Medrano says hello. Hello. How are you? Yeah, this is Transform Elements version of Prime, and since I didn't want to just get another Prime, I got a Nemesis Prime instead. Because all I care about, other than that, is the mold. Interesting, these slide. I didn't realize that. That's annoying. That means I gotta slide that up and then somehow hold it up there. Looks like it'll hold itself. Mostly. Maybe I don't have to do it right away though. Alright. Legs. How do I do the legs? Those out of the way. This does not have like the full double joint like the Masterpiece Takara does. That's unfortunate. Bring it down. Pop it to the side. Slide it all the way down. Which is hard. Surprisingly difficult. There we go. And then you bring this around. And then we bring that back up. Then we do the same thing over here. Pop it down. Sweep it to the side. And then bring the side down. It's just a spring-loaded panel. Which is annoying, because spring-loaded things don't really come across in stop motion. Like the my last video was that Galaxy Meteor, and it's actually got this really clever, you know, the legs fold over the thighs, so there's like a big cavity in the back of the shins, the calves, and there's actually like a little button you push, and like the three articulated panels are kind of spring-loaded to pop up into a panel that covers the back of the calf. And in the video, it has to happen in a single frame because I couldn't think of a good way to like hold it part way, because the whole thing's spring-loaded, so it just wants to unfold. But spring-loaded things are a pain in the ass. That's the moral of the story. Those darned spring-loaded things. Pain in the ass. Alright. This is kind of clever because the curve of this thing is that way. So when you fold this over, it kind of turns it into a rectangle cross-section. That's a good idea. Pretty good idea. You can open up a lot of his legs before you have to take him off his feet, though. There's a lot of... Let's see how far we can take this. How long can he stay on his feet? Pretty long time. Alright. And then this comes down. This ugly thing is just for the ankle tilt. It does not look good in robot mode. You know what I mean? It's like right there the whole time. Hey. So there's another point for MP44. Alright. These flip over and then rotate and then flip the rest of the way. Flip over and rotate and then flip over. There we go. And then these flip inside the legs. But first I guess we have to walk this to the outside. You know, Transformers Animated Ultra Magnus had the same mechanism. Let's see, this goes inside. Does it? Or does it go outside? No, it has to go inside, right? Where does it go? I don't know. Oh, it just goes on top. Okay. This one goes inside, though. There we go. And then this goes over top of it. There we go. And then this this goes down here, and then this flips over, if I can get it to. Flip over. There we go. All right. That's one leg. And then this flips up. And then this flips to the side. And then this flips over. Right? What am I missing? I already flipped it. No, I gotta get this thing under. This thing goes around. There we go. Now it's inside the leg. That's the secret. That's the secret, Junior. All right. And then these go back. And then we reveal the wheels. Very cool. Very cool place to put the wheels. All right. Gotta get everything straight. And then this goes here, like this. And they tab together. You spread the feet apart. This goes like this, and then, hey, it's on the plinth. So I've only got to levitate it in midair in stop motion for like 5 minutes. The knees are holding out fine on my MP44. KO Dave asks. I mentioned 2 weeks ago that I had to repair them. They are fine. In fact, I almost tempt fate by articulating them a lot. Like, I'll just try them out, and they're fine. I think I expressed this theory last week or 2 weeks ago, but I think when they were transforming him to package him, they forced the joint and caused the little ratchet bit to, come loose from its moorings. And at that point, the joint's almost just a friction joint. But I don't think it was an assembly error. I think it was when they transformed it to put it in the package, they didn't do it right, and it popped the joint loose. That's my theory. All right, so this is a pain in the ass. Because this has to go here and here. But then this has to go under the smokestacks, which is really just kind of sloppy design work. It's like, what are you expecting from us people? The head doesn't like to go there. There we go. And then somehow I've got to get these to go under the smokestacks in some comprehensible stop-motion-y kind of way. And it doesn't make a lot of sense, because you have to kind of fight them under there. Then you can lower this down. So it's going to look messy. But you know what? If Transform Element didn't want the stop motion of this to look messy, they would have been a little more elegant about it. Just saying, it's all their fault. All right. This side. It's interesting. They kind of have their own approach to moving the side of the truck around, sort of. And then this goes up into here, which will be really hard to do in reverse. Tabs in. There we go. And then we can put the little windshield wipers up, which is another way to handle not having them in robot mode. And then I'll have to work on getting them tabbed together just so. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like it. I like it. It's pretty good. Moody, I think, is telling me that they're doing a shattered glass. This Transform Element? I think so. If, of course, they've been repainting the hell out of MP10 lately, haven't they? They've got the Ghostbusters one, and there was like a shattered glass one, and MP10 got a lot of reuse lately. It's like, let's get something out of this mold before it's too late. Before everyone will want that super affordable MP44. I like it though. It's cool. It's got a nice low profile. It comes with a trailer hitch that, of course, you know, they had to design this before MP44 came out. I don't think that, yeah. So the trailer, there comes with like a trailer hitch you can put on here that is compatible with the MP10 trailer, but not the MP44 trailer. Because they couldn't predict the future, I suppose. It's funny this little bit just sticks out. Maybe it's supposed to go all the way down, I don't know. I'm scared to mess with it. He's got like rubber tires too. That's nice. Yeah, Magic Square is repainting a lot of them. Magic Square likes the old repaint. Gotta milk that mold. It's interesting. These are like green plastic. I don't know why green for a Nemesis. You'd think red would make more sense. What do I know? Some Nemesis Prime expert will tell me I'm crazy and I don't know what I'm talking about. Of course it's green. Nemesis, of course. Is there going to be a plus version of MP44? I was not aware. That's interesting. Or are you just predicting the future, KO? The inevitable plus version. What would you get a second copy of anything for? I mean, if you've already got MP44, then you're done, right? I guess some people get them to just have them in robot mode and alt mode at the same time. Kind of defeats the purpose of having a transformer. But I'm funny that way. So teal is one of Nemesis's colors. So I have been told. I suppose it is. It just kind of clashes. You get the nice red windows and then green, teal bumper elements. Yeah, they do a good job turning the legs inside out. It's pretty clever. I mean, even MP44 is kind of doing the same thing where you take a lot of the extra bulk and put it between the legs. Even MP10 kind of did that. It had those panels that flipped around that went between the legs. Okay, well, if you can afford it. KO Dave points out that you have like the play with copy and then the less wear and tear shelf copy. I suppose. I'm afraid I'd just play with that one too, because I like to play with the transforming toys, as you can imagine. This is not pegging in. Why do you not love me? All right, here, look, you get out of the way. Peg. Well, that's interesting. I could do something with that. Gerwalk mode. That does give me some leeway, though. You know, I can really... Of course, I could put him on his face to transform the legs. That'd kind of work. That's what I did with MP44. Little behind-the-scenes view. How do I figure it out? I constantly figure out, can it stay there like that? And then if I do this, can it stay there like that? Yeah. KO points out the color scheme comes from the Scourge from Rid-01, which I have. I have the Scourge from Rid-01. Speaking of Rid-01, I'm sure all the third-party and Takara designers are listening to this live stream right now, so let me just say this out loud so they can hear me. I want an MP Rail Racer. Someone get on that. I mean, sure, an MP Fire Truck Prime and the Ultra Magnus, and they combine together in Omega Prime. That's fine. You can do that. But I want an MP Rail Racer And unlike the original, it would be nice if it just stood up by itself without the legs collapsing. But it was such a cool looking figure. I guess this doesn't have to be up like that. I don't have otherwise a whole lot to talk about this week. I will take final questions. I'll hang out and stare into space while the final questions roll in, final comments. And then we will conclude this week's live stream, a preview of this weekend's shoot. Because I'm almost certainly going to do this guy right. And then I forget who kept asking for it, but I reckon maybe next week I'll do a reshoot of MP10. Be a real Optimus Prime kind of month. Thank you. Moody Me Now says, who doesn't want an MP Rail Racer, right? Who doesn't want one? Nobody doesn't want one. I think even my wife wants one. Everybody wants one. It's going to be awesome. But for some reason, all the third party, I mean, when I saw, like this past week, I did the Galaxy Meteor, which is a masterpiece treatment of Starscream from Transformers Cybertron, which is like the third in the trilogy. And all of those come after Rid. Why are we ignoring Rid? It wasn't a big line, but it had the awesome Optimus and the awesome Ultra Magnus, and they combined together into an even more awesome figure. And then you had Rail Racer, and you had the Autobot Brothers, which are perfect for an MP treatment. I just don't understand why we're skipping that line. KO Dave says, who even is Rail Racer? All right. That's it. Fine. Whatever. I'll be right back. I will be right back. I am back. I have returned. Who is Rail Racer? Rail Racer is this handsome devil. If he'll stand. He doesn't like to. But Rail Racer. It's 3 bullet trains that turn into a Gestalt. And they turn into robots themselves, so it's a full-on combiner. I wish he would stand without assistance, but he won't, because he is old. Oh, sad. Asking who Rail Racer is. It's just madness. Alright. He's gotten a little dusty on the shelf. And now I've lost a piece of him. I found it. They've got like little hitches so the trains can all go together. I left a piece on the shelf so I can't really transform them. But I love his head, you know. Can it focus? Can it? Can you focus on my hand? Look at that. Maybe less light. But he's super cool. Super cool Rail Racer is. It's funny, the third bot, I mean, like one part turns into the hips and legs, and the other turns into both of the arms, and then the third bot turns into like a tiny bit of the torso and a backpack. But I still love it. Rail Racer. Good stuff. MP Skylinks, but didn't someone already do an MP Skylinks? Help me out, guys. Somebody did an MP Skylinks. Who was it? I don't think it wasn't Fans Toys. Mastermind Creations. They did an MP Skylinks. MP Skylinks. Forget about it. MMC already did it. You had to buy it in 2 separate parts. It was pretty expensive, and for me, not worth it. All right. Glad we covered that. So it's an IDW Skylinks? I didn't realize it was IDW styling. It just looked like Skylinks to me. Maybe I'm crazy. KO seems to know stuff. I will accept that as the truth. It was a IDW inspired Skylinks. But I don't know. Kind of looked like an MP Skylinks to me. Maybe it was too chug for some people's tastes. It's in their reformatted line. Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, it looks pretty much like a Skylinks to me. The neck is floppy. I've seen videos. It's got problems. There was I think I saw a video on how to like tighten up the neck or something, but maybe it was even an official MMC guide on how to get the neck straightened out. KO Dave just finished transforming MP44. I don't know if you've looked through my back catalog, but I once did a, like a live speed transformation of MP36 just to see how fast I could do it. Maybe I'll have to do that for MP44. I can do MP44 pretty quick these days. But he's all the way upstairs, so I'm not going to get him. Since I've already talked about TE, maybe next week I'll do a live, fast as I can transformation of MP44, see what happens. That is a fair assessment, Moody. If you barely got 20, you don't want to spend 200. That makes a lot of sense. You're making a lot of sense there, kid. All right, now I know I said this already, but final questions because I'm gonna head off. It's been nice hanging out with you guys, talking about stuff. Final discussion. Look at me, I peaked at like 10 simultaneous viewers. Well, yeah, of course. I mean, be careful. Be careful. Don't live or anything. Just take the cautious road all the time. No, don't break your very expensive figure. Now that's not right. He's not 500. You have to round way up, like everyone else who complains about the price. Just call it 700. It's like basically 7, which is basically 1,000. It's basically 1,000. It's like 1,200. It's almost $20,000. Yeah, it's interesting that Legend Magic Square Optimus looks like it transforms quite a bit like the full-sized one. So they're kind of applying the same engineering. I kind of like Magic Square. I got their little tiny. I got their little what do you call it? Sideswipe. He's kind of a clever little guy. My favorite MPM. Okay. My favorite MPM style figure has got to be the DX9 Lahir. I can't include... I can't really include Peru Kill because he's a little too big. Like, the car mode doesn't match the other things, although I realize they're trying to make him into a more imposing opponent for Prime. But if I could include Peru Kill, I would. Very elegant figure. But I really enjoy DX9's Lahir. Very clever. But if you want to get into the official ones, I would say I like... It's definitely not Megatron. Prime's okay. I don't like Barricade that much. I don't like Ironhide that much. So I guess by extension I like Bumblebee. My favorite official Takara MPM is Bumblebee. Yeah, but KO Dave, have you looked at the pricing at Amazon Japan? That's more like $3.30, and the shipping's like $11. Depends on where you are, I suppose. Or if you're a foreigner, if you're a non-American of some sort, then you could be talking about a completely different dollar than I'm talking about. Let's go to Amazon Japan's website and see if they still have MP44 for sale. All right, MP44 38,400 plus 4,800 shipping. So let's see, 38,400 plus 4,800 shipping, 43,200. So that's getting up there now, isn't it? 43,200 USD to, or yen to USD. $402.67. Did I just ended up at the same exact number that you just gave me? Probably. Aha, you were $20 over, KO Dave. I win. You get them a lot cheaper if you pre-order them. You like Barricade. I just, there's a few things I just don't like about him. He's not bad. I think all the MPMs that have come out so far have been good. I mean, even MPM 6, I like it. It's fine. Its shoulders are a little floppy, but it's fine. I don't know. I don't like Barricade as much as I like Bumblebee. Bumblebee's a little bit of the sort of what do you call it? The fans toys approach to parts formers that you don't want to technically be parts formers because it's that little linkage that links the front and back. But I love how the roof rolls up inside the torso. That's smart. Okay. Now I see the Canadian flag in your logo. Now I know. Now I know you're Canadian. I won't hold it against you, though. Moody Me Now opines that Barricade is the best one. That's fair, I guess. If you don't have Lahir, then you don't know. Barricade's fine. I didn't like him as much as I didn't think he was as clever. If I was going to pull an MPM off the shelf, I would pull Bumblebee off the shelf because I like him. I guess Jazz will be out soon, so maybe Jazz will be my new favorite. I'll have to see it. Moody Me Now backing up his argument. I really like the weird proportions of him. The long arms are great. And Studio Series Hightower I love because of his long legs and neck, so creepy looking. It makes some cool pictures. Yeah. I mean, they really pushed that in the movie verse. The bad guys had like really bizarre proportions, monsterish proportions, and the good guys were more human proportioned. And since they can decide how they look no matter what they do, you have to assume that the bad guys were just doing their thing, and the good guys were like, well, we should try to look more like humans because they're the indigenous, intelligent life form, and we should try to look like them a little more. And the bad guys were like, screw them, we don't care. We're just going to be all monstrous and weird. Same thing with Bone Crusher. He was all weird with his arms and stuff. Ironhide was a bit of a letdown. I'll agree with that. They should have, like mine, there's like, you have it, I think, KO, but there's like those tabs that hold the center of the chest in. And on this side of mine, facing them, that tab doesn't stick. So not only is the shoulders like very loosey-goosey in the first place, but without that tab being able to clip in properly, mine's especially loosey-goosey. I just got the Black Mamba Ironhide from a vendor in Vietnam, but it's not great. They made a couple of improvements, but I thought about getting the DNA kit to lock his shoulders together better, but in the end it doesn't really matter to me. He sits on a shelf. Yeah, AOL and TLK, it's almost like they were trying to do a soft reboot of the series and introduce all that weird new mythology. Yeah, the shoulders aren't great. I don't know why they can't get that right. I think the Studio Series one was good, especially after someone pointed out to me that I transformed it wrong. That was very embarrassing. Yeah, mine's not too bad. He displays. I can transform him. It's fine. I like the way the legs work in MPM6 Ironhide. I like the way the wheels translate up to the hips. That's pretty clever. All right, gang, I'm going to head out. I guess per a new tradition, I'm going to post a link to my Discord. And I'm not necessarily going to be on Discord this evening, but you'll get an invitation. I'm going to set the link to expire in 30 minutes, so people can't just show up later. Generate a new link. Copy. Close. You guys can all get in at the ground level of the Voyager class on my Discord. Just because I like you so much. Paste. There you go. I will see you guys next week. Farewell.